Hello, I'm Senator Roger Kahn, and welcome to Capitol Report. I serve on the Higher Education Committee, ladies, and we had a meeting today confirming a couple of new board members for our universities, and it's running in our more affordable schools $15,000 or so a year for tuition. That doesn't cover room and board. But here in Michigan, we have a couple of options to try and make things a bit more affordable, and that's what having you here is about. I'd like to introduce Pamela McNulty, who's director of the Michigan Education Savings Program, and Robin Lott from MET, the Michigan Educational Trust. Thank you, ladies, for coming.
Thank you.
And I guess we ought to get started. Well, what are your programs for? Let's tell people what you do.
Okay.
Please.
As the program director for the Michigan Education Savings Program, the Savings Program is an easy way for parents to save for college education.
Okay.
It's very similar to a savings account or a IRA or 401k, where you make contributions into an account that grows tax deferred. And when you take those funds out to use towards qualified higher education expenses, it's tax free.
Okay.
So it's really a very, very nice way to save. It can be used for tuition, room, board, other fees that are associated with the college expenses. So it's great way to save.
Sure.
And then Robin's here to talk to you a little bit about the MET program.
And
It's a
for
little
you,
bit
Robin.
different.
Sure, MET is a little different.
Okay.
It is a prepaid tuition program,
Okay.
and so it covers tuition and mandatory fees for a child that attends any Michigan public university or community college. Locks you in at today's college tuition rate. We invest the funds, pool them together for investment purposes, and make it available when the child's ready to go to college. But it's also portable, so if a child ends up going out of state or to an in-state private college, then monies follow that child to that out-of-state school as well.
Really, I didn't know that it
Yes,
had that kind
yes.
of portability.
Absolutely.
Well, gals, how much do you typically put in one of these programs a year? Since all of us are a little worried about expenses these days, our own dollars that we have available, and what college costs. What are the ranges for?
With MESP, the
Yeah.
minimum amount that you need to start an account is $25. So
Okay.
it really is something that's very affordable. We always encourage people, obviously, to start as early as you can with whatever you can afford, and take a look at, well, what are my savings goals and what do I really want to try and accomplish through the savings program? And we try and make it pretty affordable for someone to get started. Once you start, you just keep those regular contributions coming, and before you know it, you have 1 or 2 years, worth of college paid for.
How about for you, Robin?
In MET, you could put in as little as $12 a month. You'd have to commit to $12 a month for a
Okay.
monthly purchase option, or you could put in a lump sum amount up to $50,000 if you
Really?
had an adult. You and I could purchase a MET contract for ourselves today, but we would basically be locking in U of M Ann Arbor's rate, and we'd have 15 years to use it. So lump sum monthly purchase as little as $12, as much as $45,000 to $50,000.
That brings up how much time to use it. I'm glad you brought that up. What is the option that a parent is going to have about when they can use, and what happens if for whatever reason the kid doesn't go to college?
Sure. In the MET program, which is a little bit different than MESP, the MET program, the child has 15 years from the expected academic year on the contract. So if you have a senior in high school today and you purchased it for them, then they'd have 15 years from 2009 fall to use up all the benefits or to completely receive a refund. If that child decided not to go to college, then lowest tuition of the Michigan public colleges gets refunded to you, the purchaser, or your designee, your refund designee. And it's a little different in MESP.
So you can get some money back.
Oh,
if
yes, absolutely.
If it doesn't work out.
If it doesn't work out, or you could transfer it to an immediate family member.
What's
So,
the definition of it?
Immediate family member
Yeah.
could be a parent of the child,
Yeah.
a child of the child,
Yeah.
sibling, brother or sister,
Yeah.
stepbrother, stepsister, as
Yeah.
far out as first cousin of the child.
Really?
Yes. So you could, and you don't have to transfer the entire amount. You could transfer a portion of the amount or
Okay.
the entire amount. So that would be an option to just pulling it out, and if you take the money out because they're not going to college, you will pay tax on the earnings portion of the refund, and you will also pay a 10% federal excise tax. And that's applicable to both MET and MESP.
How does it work for
Yeah,
you guys?
again, some of the, as far as when you have to use it under MESP, there is no time restriction.
Right.
So again, you can just accumulate these funds. They could sit there forever. If the designated beneficiary does not go to college, similar to the MET program, you can transfer it to another member of the family. Same rules apply out to the first cousin. And again, you do own that account balance. So if you do need to use it for something other than higher education expenses, you do have to just pay the taxes on the earnings, because we talked a little bit about how it grows tax deferred, and if you use it for that higher education expense, you don't pay taxes on the earnings. But if you're going to need to use it for something else, those assets are still yours.
You know, in this tough economy that we have right now, is this a good time to be doing these sort of things, or not such a good time, or the same time as it's always been?
Well, we're
what do you
seeing
think?
an increase in interest in the programs because it is a good time to start saving. I think we're seeing a whole shift from a national perspective
Right.
in these tough economic times that people naturally tend to start saving more. They want to shelter that money and make sure that it is going to be there for whatever the purpose is that they're saving. So we are seeing a slight increase in interest in the programs.
That's really interesting.
And what you're putting in today, because the market is so low, can purchase you more. So, you know, you're
So
if
this is
you're-
a good time.
This
for
is a good
if-
time to start
if-
saving.
You're
if
buying
tuition
low,
keeps going
yes.
up, you're
Yeah,
you're
that whole
buying
theory,
low,
buying low, you know, yeah, you're really buying low
yeah.
right now.
I hope the rates don't go up all that much. Okay, is that
So
true
we
for
are-
you too?
Yeah, exactly. MESP, again, we really focus on, start as early as you can, and regardless of the market volatility, we understand it is challenging and difficult for parents to come up with the funds to really save, but they also understand that giving their child an education ensures their success later on down the road, and that's such a valuable gift and valuable asset to have. And so we too are experiencing increases in the interest, and they recognize that student loans are getting a little bit tougher. The financial aid parameters are also getting tougher, and so to really have some savings on your own to really pay for those expenses again is a really good thing.
Well, how much control or difference can you make? And can one parent say, I want to invest mostly in this, and another parent, I want to invest mostly in that? Or are there limits to the risk taking that are prudent?
Well, under the MESP program, we have 7 different options that vary from very conservative to more risky. And you really have the option of putting your money all in one option or spreading them across the different options. We do have a guaranteed option, which we have seen investors whose children are closer to college. They're starting to put their money in that guaranteed option just because of the market volatility. And then we have age-based options, which are really an easy way to save on a regular basis, and the investment management of that is taken a little bit out of your hands. What we do is, as a child is younger, you have a little bit more exposure to the stock market, still stocks and bonds in that portfolio. And then as the child nears college, we automatically adjust that every 3 years or so that it becomes more conservative as the child is going to use it.
That sounds like that'd be a
So there is a
popular
there is a very broad range of options. Most folks, as you pointed out, do use the age-based options.
If you're just tuning in, we're talking about education, how to make it affordable in these tough times. Rob and Lott, what do you guys do for options, or is that a difference between the two programs?
It is a difference because we're not investing with MET.
Right.
We're, look at MET more like an insurance type program.
Yeah.
But we offer 3 types of contracts. The lingo is a little different, but you have a full benefits contract, a limited benefits contract, and a community college. They're priced differently, and they provide us a little bit different benefit, if you will. Full benefits being you're fully covering your child to attend any university in the state or community college, but basically including the U of M Ann Arbor, which is the highest cost. But your limited benefits contract is going to be a little lower in cost because it's going to cover the student up to 105% of the weighted average tuition. This year, that means it doesn't fully cover them at the MSU or the U of M. Doesn't mean they can't go there, but gives them a reduced number of credit hours if they do.